Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Devil's Den Hockey. And it has been a couple of games since I last made a video. Apologies, I wasn't able to cover the St. Louis Blues game or the Detroit Red Wings game, but we are back tonight. Devils lose 6-5 to the Washington Capitals in regulation. And oh boy, do I have some things to say. So let's just jump right into this. Devils lose 6-5 to a Metropolitan Division rival who is right up our ass despite playing 2 to 3 games more than they have. They win, they get 2 points out of it. We don't. We lose in regulation. For a number of reasons. First of all, Jake Allen did not have a great night tonight. Straight up did not have a good night tonight. I'm not going to say that he didn't have some amazing moments in the first, the second, and the third period, but overall, Allen did not play a good game. The immediate thing that comes to mind is the miscue behind the net, and they score an empty one. It's them scoring 2 goals in like 10 seconds. Allen just didn't have a good game, despite the fact having moments where he did play absolutely supernaturally. Okay, he came up with so many good saves for the Devils tonight. He did, but overall, Allen did not have a good game tonight. And you know what? I've been singing Allen's praises all season and will continue to do so. I think there is a legitimate conversation and a legitimate argument to saying that Allen has just as much right to claim the number 1 goalie spot as Markstrom does. The numbers, show it for themselves. Allen has had better numbers than Markstrom almost all season, but Markstrom might be a little bit more consistent than Allen, but that's a separate conversation. So Allen did not have a great night. The defense did not have a good night tonight. They didn't. When you are allowing almost 15 to 20 shots in a single period against your goaltender, and they're having to bail you out every 30 seconds with unbelievable saves in the first period of a hockey game, you're going to lose. You cannot end a first period with having 3 or 4 shots on net, and that's not the defense's fault, but having almost 15 to 18 shots against you in the first period is not a sign that's going to lead to a successful hockey team that night. It's just not going to. Doesn't matter how you slice it. It doesn't matter how you want to look at it. You cannot win hockey games when you exit the first period and the shots are like 15 to 4, 15 to 5, 18 to 6. It's not going to happen. You're going to end up having 18 shots by the end of the game, and the other team's going to have like 45 shots in your goaltender, and they're going to fall apart, like Allen did tonight, because there's only so much a goaltender can do when they're being hammered every single second of the game. And speaking of being hammered every single second of the game, our defense were not able to clear the puck. We were at some points hemmed in for a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, sometimes almost 4 minutes in a row, where we cannot get the puck out of our own end, and we're treating 5-on-5 hockey like the other guys on a power play. And it's crazy to me because the Capitals don't have a good power play. They just don't. I think they're like 18 to 20% on the power play. They do not have a good power play at all. And yet, some of their big goals tonight were on the power play. Some of their 5-on-5 goals were being treated like power play goals because our guys could not get the puck out of our own net, out of our own end. And you can't play hockey when the other team, where half the game or more is spent in your own end. You're not winning that way, okay? So defense had, again, like Allen, some good moments, but overall did not play well. We couldn't get any sort of oomph going. We had a couple of rushes here or there from Jack and Bratt and Hischier, and I think there was a couple from Cotter, but overall, the guys just didn't play good tonight. And I understand that they had to bust their ass to get a win last night against Detroit, where they fought tooth and nail to get the win. And I understand it's a back-to-back, but I've said this in previous videos. I'm going to keep saying it again. When you are playing metropolitan rivals, especially the Rangers, the Canes, and the Capitals, With those 3 teams right below you or now ahead of you, you cannot afford to come out of those games with either a win or at least a point, especially with how close the points are. And if history is anything to go by, the way the standings are right now is probably going to be a good estimate, a good trajectory with how the season is going to end, okay? So if we end up playing the Capitals or the Canes or the Rangers, God forbid, in the playoffs, then we need to have moments in the regular season which can show that we can beat these guys. And we've gotten wins against Carolina and against Washington just this season already that shows that we can beat them. But these kind of games against these kind of teams, you just have to get a point. You gotta get a win here, okay? I've said it before. It's you need 2 points or at least a point from your metropolitan rivals, and you need a win. I'm not even just say a point. You need a win against teams like the bottom of the league teams, the Nashvilles, the San Jose's, the Anaheims, the Montreals. You got to get 2 points there. The rest will sort itself out. But if you can get wins against both ends of the spectrum, you're good to go. All right? Because that's like 5 to 10 teams that you know you're going to get a point off of. And all you need to do is worry about the other like 20 teams, which if you can win like half of those, you'll be pretty set for the season. Okay? I don't know. It's just, it didn't seem like anyone really had a good game. Credit where credit is due, however. I've been talking really negatively about the Devils so far, but I want to give some credit where credit is due because there were some good moments tonight. The Devils are not a team that's going to take losses lying down. They're not going to take deficits lying down. If they're going to get scored on, or they're going to go down like 2-1, or if the other team is up 3-1 or 4-2 or 5-3, whatever it is, the Devils are going to do everything within their power to try to scrape and claw and dig in and try to scrape some sort of redemption out of those games, okay? For example, the game was 4-2 going into the third period, and the Devils end up tying it in the third period thanks to their power play. Again, being a savior, our power play is arguably the best part of this team, and even our penalty kill is friggin' fantastic, although after tonight, we'll see how those numbers end up being. But our power play was great tonight. We ended up tying it 4-4, and then we let in 2 goals back to back, and it's 6-4, and the Devils score another goal on the power play to make it 6-5, and there's something in the air which makes you think, are they going to be able to do it? I'm sorry, you compare tonight, you compare this game where they go down, where they take a 2-goal deficit twice, and compare it to how we were last year when we were down, okay? It's completely night and day. Completely night and day. We go down a goal or 2 last season, and it stays that way. They almost came back twice tonight, okay? Not once, but twice. They nearly eroded 4-goal deficits, okay? They go down 4-2, they score 4-3, they bring it back 4-4, they go down 5-4, 6-4, they bring it back 6-5, they nearly erase 2 deficits. That shows the integrity and the effort and the ethic of this team so far this season, okay? This sort of brings me to this whole integrity question when it comes to the Devils in terms of getting beaten, of taking a loss, or getting scored on in quick succession, being down 2 goals, and doing everything within our power to to tie it up or to get a win out of those games, brings me to our next topic, which I think is important. If you are a Devils fan or a fan of any team in the NHL, okay? And this is the part where I'm going to start getting a little bit more hyperbolic and a little bit more pointed when I'm talking to you guys, okay? And I hope this sort of sets a tone for how I view sports and things like that, okay? If you are a fan of a team, and your team starts losing, and you immediately flip a switch in your head and you start shitting on your team, And when I say shitting on, I don't mean giving like legitimate criticism and even being hyperbolic in your criticism, because you guys know that I've done this. Hell, the first or second video of this channel ever was me taking a shot because I'd rather drink than watch the Devils, okay? But like, the Devils go down, okay? They go down 6-4 tonight. And people start leaving the building, okay? This sets me off. Because if you are a fan of a team, you need to be a fan of the team in both the good times and the bad times. If you are leaving with like 6.5 to 7 minutes left in a game because your team has gone down 2 goals, then that just shows me how little faith you have in your team when things go tough, when things go rough, okay? I've been watching New Jersey hockey since I was probably like 10, 13 years old, and I'm sorry, the bandwagoning has to stop. And it's not just fans in the arena. It's also fans like on social media. The number of people, and I'm only talking about tonight. We're not even going to get to other games. We're just talking about tonight that were like, yeah, I'm going to turn the game off in the second period because we're losing. There is almost a period and a half of hockey and you're just going to turn the game off? What kind of fan are you if you're going to stand here and leave your team high and dry when they need the support the most? And I understand, especially for people like me who live in Canada, my being a Devils fan has absolutely zero impact on whether the Devils do well or not do well. But holy shit, with the birth of social media and how much it has progressed, like, the toxicity of fan bases to abandon the team that they supposedly ride or die for is absolutely unhinged, and it's gotta stop, okay? You're either with the team or you're not with the team. If they do well, you got it, you stand by them. But when they do badly, you also gotta stand by them. You can criticize, you can go, hey, this didn't pan out. You guys, I do this all the time, but like, I don't like it when people are just up and leaving games or up and leaving fandoms or like, I'm going to turn my TV off because my team isn't winning right now. Like, I'm sorry. And I understand that this is going to sound hella toxic, but I am going to say it regardless because I do think it's true. If you are going to abandon your team when you are losing, please do us all a favor. Please find another team to root for. I am begging you, okay? Because we don't want that, okay? If we're Devils fans, we don't want people that are going to cheer when the team does well and then leave them when the team does badly. It's either you're with the team or you're not with the team. And if you're not with the team, you know what? God bless. Go find another team to cheer for that's going to win, all of the time. But like, this team has done so well this year. Has done so freaking well this year, okay? And in comparison to last year, where there was little to nothing to cheer about, okay? Compared to this year, where we're like almost first in the NHL, and people are still bitching and moaning about like 1 or 2 games here or there. I know that we got shut out by St. Louis. I know that the Detroit game was rough. I know that we've gotten shut out and killed by the Tampa Bay Lightning, but look at where we are. Look at the comparison from last year to this year. Like, I say it again, night and day. And you gotta, the moral of the story is, you gotta be with their team even when shit goes bad. Because when shit gets good, that's when you've earned your fandom. Okay, that's when you've earned your, I'm gonna be a part of the team. I want to be a fan of the team, high and low. I have family members, and I'm going to say this and then I'll move on to the next thing. I have family members who are Toronto Maple Leafs fans who have not seen the Toronto Maple Leafs win the Stanley Cup once in their lifetime or since they've been watching them, okay? Not once, all right? And yet year after year after year after year, continue to watch the Leafs, continue to support them in the playoffs, continue to go, we got beat in the first round, we'll be back next year, we've got this. There's always a positive outlook. And if you've got Leafs fans that have that opinion, why can't we as Devils fans do that as well, right? I mean, like, am I crazy? Am I crazy? Like, why can't we just stand by the team even when they have a bad night? And they're not even having a bad year. They had a bad game. They've got time to rest. They don't play till Monday. They'll look at it on Sunday. They'll recover. They'll move past it. And we've got the Rangers on Monday, which I guarantee you, if this year is anything to be, if it's anything to be sort of reflected on, it's that this team recovers so well that we take a beating, we don't play well, the next game we go out there and kill it. And you know what? I bet it's going to happen on Monday. I bet we're going to go against the Rangers and we're going to kill them. We're going to win like 3-1, 4-1, 5-2. Like, the Devils are going to come out with a vengeance. And I cannot wait until they do it. What else did I want to talk about? Goaltending, defense, lack of fans acting like a bunch of sissies at times. What else did I want to talk about? I think that's it. I think that's all I'm going to wrote on, because I know I've sort of... I've done my shit. I've talked about the game. I've talked about, fans and standing by your team. I've done that. I think that's it. Guys. So, I'll be seeing you guys on Monday night when we play the New York Rangers, and I cannot wait for Monday against the Rangers, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Adios.